My science fair experiment was the effects of aspirin on tomato plants. The purpose of the experiment was to see the effect of aspirin on tomato plants and to see how it would alter the plant's growth and development. My research question was how aspirin would affect the growth of tomato plants. Well, the hypothesis was if aspirin is added to the soil of a tomato plant, then the plant will be taller, have wider leaves, and have more leaves. Aspirin is a salicylate, which is a chemical made from plants to protect the plant from diseases. It is also used as a painkiller, while the effects of it can be altered if it goes bad. Aspirin mimics a hormone in the tomato plant, which makes it think it is fighting a disease. This causes the plant to grow differently. Procedures of the experiment include to plant 26 seeds in 26 pots and to spray half of them with aspirin, while the other half is being sprayed with water. Spray each of the plants 5 times per day for 30 days. Also, every 5 days, take note of the variables being tested in the experiment. The variables of the experiment include the independent variable, which is the amount of aspirin, the dependent variables, which are the height of the plant, the width of the leaves, and the amount of leaves. The control group is the half of the plants growing normally, while the experimental group is the other half, which is being sprayed with aspirin. During the experiment, 8 out of 13 plants grew that were not being affected by aspirin, while 6 out of the 13 plants grew that were being affected. Plants affected by aspirin had a lower average height and width of leaves, but a higher average amount of leaves. The top 3 tables show the experimental group and the results of each plant, while the bottom 3 tables show the control group and the results of each plant that grew. The 3 graphs are the culmination of the variables that were being tested in the experiment. Graph 1 shows the average height of the plants, with the experimental group growing on average shorter than the control group. The next graph shows the average width of leaves, with the experimental group again growing on average shorter than the control group. The final graph shows the average amount of leaves, with the experimental group having a higher average of leaves than the control group. The conclusion was that aspirin did not help the growth of the tomato plants, as it only improved the amount of leaves it had. Overall, the purpose was to see the effects of aspirin on tomato plants, with 26 seeds being used, half of them being sprayed with aspirin. The experiment lasted 30 days and it was concluded that aspirin stunted the growth of the plants. I'd like to thank my teacher, my friends, and my family for helping me to accomplish this.